Welcome, team.
Hey, Timo. Welcome to our team call. We are so super excited to have you. This is going to be a quick one.
Mute us all. I can barely hear you because we make noise.
Yeah. Hold on. Mute. Oh, hold on. All right. Everybody's muted. Okay. Sorry for that. We are going to be discussing only a couple pages of High Performance Habits by Brendon Buchard. He's amazing. I didn't even know I loved him until I was done with this book and started listening to his podcast and YouTube videos. Turns out, I don't know if you guys remember this, but do you remember the book a few years ago called The Golden Ticket? And it was a parable. He wrote that. It's his only nonfiction book. And then he wrote the Motivation Manifesto, which is fantastic. But this is like the world's largest study on the most high-performing people. And that doesn't mean like a CEO who has achieved a ton of things. I wonder if he has a snippet of it. What it is, it's more than just huge success in business and career and relationships. It's your whole life. He's like, what good is it to become like a super high-paid CEO if when you go home, nobody's excited to see you? If you don't take any time off, if your health is really bad because you're not, like, that's not success. That's not high performance if you're only performing well in one aspect of your life. So this is all fact-based, it's all science-based, but I just wanted to cover a tad bit on productivity. So I read this little bit about a lady who started a cupcake shop, and I was like, that's so true, because we all know I used to have cake pops, right? But then when you apply it to our business as we start to grow, totally true. So it talks about, I might read this to you, I may not. Where in the world? Sorry. All right, here we come. Okay, so he talks about multitasking. Now, most people think they're really great because they multitask so well, but really multitasking can only get you so far, and then it's gonna like send you to the gutter really quick. So think about this when I'm reading this, because his words are way better than mine. Think about in your mind how you were when you very first, and so for somebody new, this may not be as relatable, but probably is somewhere else in your business. For me, I can relate it to when I very first started my Plexus journey and decided to share it with people, compared to now, pushing to Senior Ruby, the difference in how I work, and it's changed my train of thought. So most people reach their levels of success through their ability to multitask with excellence. The entrepreneur starting the cupcake shop plays every role necessary to succeed and chases every opportunity available to her. She's the person who orders inventory, the baker who makes the cupcakes, the cashier who takes the orders, the marketer who mails the coupons, the networker who wins friends in the neighborhood. She hustles in dozens of roles and takes on hundreds of tasks. At some point, she earns a profit. Over time, she succeeds. She might even hit high performance. But with success comes new opportunities. Soon, she's advising other startups. She's dabbling in other opportunities. She hasn't reached her primary goal of world-class cupcake shop, but she's comfortable. She'd tell you that her cupcake business is still a priority, but dig into her calendar and you can see that priority no longer equates to work. Look closer and you'll see that most of her efforts are unaligned. She's busy, but she's not progressing with purpose. So lots of us get in like management mode and team mode, and it's hard to, even if you only have one or two people that have joined you or that are customers, you have to take good care of them. You have to provide the best customer service ever. You need to be in communication with them, talking detox with them. Well, then you still need to be talking to new people. You constantly have to be progressing. But what is your goal? Is your goal only to get your products paid for? Then take really good care of those three people and you're going to be okay. But I bet you can apply that to another area in your life. And it's a great chapter, but what really hit home with me is he says, it doesn't matter whether you know how to achieve your 5 moves at first. The important thing is that for every major goal you have, you figure out the 5 moves. If you don't know the moves, you lose. So we're going to talk about the 5 moves. What he did, he wanted to be a New York Times bestselling author. And he had a ton of tasks and goals he thought he needed to do to achieve that. But then he sat down and interviewed some people and asked bestselling authors how they did it and what was important, and found out all of his thoughts were totally wrong. For instance, their #1 task in becoming a bestselling author, finish writing a good book. Until that's done, nothing else matters. Like, he was networking, he was going to workshops, he was, doing a ton of things like research, doing a ton of things he thought he needed to do to be a great author. And they're like, write a book. Because nothing you're doing matters. Like the networking, the talking to publishers, to try get an agent, nothing matters until you write a book, right? So I realized that in my day, even though I follow my action stack to the best of my ability every day, I don't know that I had my 5 moves worked out really well. So he has what's called performance prompts. Sorry, I'm sitting on the ground and it's so super not comfortable for my knees. Sorry to be moving around. So he has performance prompts, and I wanted you guys to write down these 5 things and then answer them. Write them down in your journal, or write them down. Mine is written on the back. Whatever day I read this chapter, I wrote my answers on the back of my daily action stack because it's something I learned. So these are performance prompts to help you increase your productivity. #1, the biggest goal or dream I have that I need to plan out right now is, again, the biggest goal or dream I have that I need to plan out right now is, so for me, it's Emerald. But am I doing everything I can to get to Emerald? I don't think I was. Performance prompt #2. The 5 moves that would help me progress swiftly towards accomplishing that dream are, so what do I need to do? So again, the 5 moves that would help me progress swiftly toward accomplishing that dream are, this is going to be different for everybody. What does it look like for you? For me, this is what I think it is. I think it's connect with 20 people a day, share Plexus with 5 people a day, sign up 8 people a month, get 10 new team members to silver each month, and train duplication. That's what I think I need to do. Those need to be my focuses. And then there's little goals, of course, that go along with those 5 things. But I think if I do those 5 things, Emerald's inevitable. So #3, the timeline for each of my 5 moves will be. So everybody is different. Everybody's pace is different. Be realistic. What does your timeline look like for accomplishing your 5 things? Some things some of my things are each day, and some of my things are per month. Be realistic, but push yourself. Be a little afraid. Be a little afraid when you look at that, like, oh my goodness. All right, #4, 5 people who have achieved that dream who I could study, seek out, interview, or model are. So 5 people who have achieved that dream who I could study, seek out, interview, or model are. So there's a ton of diamonds out there. There's a ton of super inspirational, smart emeralds who do a lot of trainings. We all relate to different personalities, different people. And lucky for us with Plexus and with social media and with YouTube, we really can learn from them without ever actually knowing them. So my 5 people, just to give you an idea, because everybody's different, but my 5 are Sonia Dudley, Sarah Marble, Jen Hawkins, Brooke Hemingway, and Natalie Knabe. Those to me are the 5 people that do this business the way I want to do this business. Just, they inspire me. When I watch their stuff, when I do their stuff, They're classy, they're put together, they're fantastic. I want to be like them. All right, number 5. The less important activities or bad habits I'm going to cut out of my schedule so that I can focus more time on the 5 moves in the next 3 months include. Again, the less important activities or bad habits I'm going to cut out of my schedule so that I can focus more time on the 5 moves in the next 3 months include. All right, so here's mine. Just because I'm being vulnerable and telling you guys all my stuff. Number 1, no more than 1 hour of TV a day. Number 2, I take too much time watching training videos. I already know what to do. I don't need to watch another video on how to reach out to people and follow up with people, but I love them so much, but I do it too much. So for me, now I will only listen to those while I exercise. That's it. I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. That's it. I'm not watching anything else unless it's on my walk or run. And then number 3, fear of sharing the business. That's a bad habit of mine. I love training. I love leading. I love coaching. I don't love telling the whole world about Plexus like my friend Deanna and Jenny. I don't love it. I love their results, and I love once we get going chatting about it, I love it, but just being totally vulnerable here. So I have made it to this point. I do not like telling people how great Plexus is. So with that was pretty quick. I'm going to open it up, and then we'll stop recording pretty quickly, but I'll unmute you guys because that's all I got. Because it's super simple. Oh, right, you got yourself. That's, what do you think? What do you think, ladies?
I love those 5 things. I think following those, it's going to keep us right on track. I mean, it's going to keep us on track and keep us on task and keep us focused. Because that's one of my things, keeping focused. Because I love talking to people about Plexus. I love that.
For as long
All
as
the
they'll
people.
listen. Yeah.
And follow up in training. So
I like too that it focuses in on, sorry, Deanna, didn't mean to cut you off. Where it says the very first one, to what goal, like it's talking about 1 goal at a time, which makes it very doable. So you're not like, oh, like my goal is to be diamond. That's my plan, is to be diamond. But really, my goal that I need to focus on right now is finishing my path to senior gold.
Yeah.
I'm already diamond, but there are steps. So I like that it breaks it down into what do I need to focus on right now to get to this one stepping stone.
Well, and let's be realistic. A few months ago, one of your biggest goal or dream was a fantastic marriage and being a great mom, not going senior gold. So that's the point of this book. Like, what is your main goal right now? I know to do great things in Florida and for my family and everything, I have to be Emerald. So could I go and volunteer and try to meet everybody at Andrew's school and be hands-on in the school? If my goal was to be a number 1 PTA mom, yes, that's not my goal right now. If everything else in your house is in order and you feel comfortable pushing and this is your job, so that's what I say, like apply it to whatever, this applies to whatever your focus is. But if you're all scattered all over the place, it's going to be tough.
I actually really like that because I know even on some of my downline, some of my team, we've talked about things that are obstacles, and there are still, even though we've said, this is a business you do at your own pace and you make the choices and you have complete ownership of what you do, it doesn't stop people from feeling guilty when their priorities are not Plexus Business A1, because people have lives, and it's been difficult for me stepping back as a leader last year because things at home had to get done. But guess what? My action stack's still sitting here, and I can totally pick it up and own it like a boss 2018. There's no reason you can't change these 5 things as soon as you're finished one, the next one's up. So it's awesome. I love these 5 steps.
Awesome. All right. Anything else before we stop recording? Anybody?
Go write your 5 things.
Thank you. Go do the thing.